Good morning from the Appalachian Trail. So yesterday I hiked about 20 miles. It was wet and it was rainy. Well, it wasn't rainy, it was just wet. So I wasn't able to get as much video as I wanted to because my phone got wet. And then when I was able to get my phone dry, my fingers got wet, which would in turn get the phone even wetter. So I really couldn't get it out. There was a point where I needed to use the map and I had to figure a way to use it. I stayed at the Eckville Shelter last night. It was a pretty cool shelter. It had a toilet and it had a flushing toilet instead of a privy. And it had like a shower, a cold shower. I didn't shower because I was already wet anyways, and I didn't want to get even more wetter. However you say that, you know. And then there were about 5 people that were in the bunks last night. I got up kind of early. Well, I got up at 6 and just kind of, did my thing, did what I needed to do. There was a picnic table outside of the shelter. It rained last night and there were some branches that were falling in the back, but we were good. So, have my breakfast, talk to the other hikers, and then I got packed up and I'm on my way. So I am on my way to the Lookout Hostel, which is about, I believe, 11 miles. So right now I'm gonna have a pretty big climb, and then after that climb, it's looking pretty good, pretty cruisy from there. So I'm going to focus on this climb right now. The trail is rocks. Not flat rocks, jagged rocks, and unstable rocks. So I've made it about 7 miles so far. Stopped here at the Allentown Shelter, just having a snack, kind of relaxing. I got my clothes drying off a little bit because it's been pretty hot and I've been sweating. So just kind of relaxing, not that big of a rush today because I'm going to the hostel and I know I have a bed. So just taking it easy on this nice sunny day. The rocks have been kind of tough. It's been a couple miles, just rocks on top of rocks and rock jumping and skipping and crawling, actually. So it's been pretty tough on my feet, so I'm just taking a rest and then I'll get back on trail. I got my shirt, my bandana, and my knee braces over there drying right now on the bench. Just had a quick little rain shower. I put the thing back on my pack, and also I decided to get my umbrella out. I used my umbrella, so it was a quick, like maybe 5-minute thing, and then it rained and the sun came back out. So looking good. Still kind of wet now. I was able to get some water. About a mile back, there was a bunch of jugs of water that someone left, a water cache. And so I was able to use that and drink some water, stay hydrated. So I think I'm about like a mile or two away from the hostel. So just a little update. I made it to the Lookout Hostel. I got my resupply. I got a shower, washed my hair, doing laundry, just looking at that great view and watching a storm come in, because the storm is literally about to come in. You could see it over the mountains. I also ordered some Chinese food and someone offered me some pizza, so it's a good day today. Lookout Hostel, thank you so much for giving me good rest, a shower, laundry, and just all the things that a hiker could need. So I am on my way, gonna get back on trail. Good morning from the Appalachian Trail. So last night I stayed at the Lookout Hostel. It was great. Bed, shower, laundry. They even had a dryer for shoes and boots, which I am very grateful for, because everything on me is dry except for what I'm sweating on right now. So feeling really good. Seems like a pretty good day today. I'm either going to do 15 miles or 18 miles. Not sure, just going to see how I feel. Looks like a pretty flat day, but whenever you're looking at flat ground, you might have some rocks. So gonna see how this all pans out, and it's gonna get started. It's already kind of hot. I got started at about 9 o'clock this morning, which is like an hour after I usually get started, but when I'm in a hostel, I'm usually slow moving. So feeling good today. Gonna knock out these miles. Wouldn't be Pennsylvania without a good rock scramble. I've already come up that way. And now I get to go through this. You gotta climb these rocks. There's the next place. All right, let's go. So I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of nerve-wracking. Came from all the way up there. I don't know if you can see it, but it was just like on the edge. I think this area is called the knife's edge because one slip, one false move could lead to some really dangerous stuff. So I'm really glad I got through that, and still going through some rocks, but it's not as high and as dangerous as those rocks up there. Ooh, hello. Make my shoes are clean, but I'll use it anyways. All right. Back on the trail. Looks like there was some burn over here. So I just got finished coming out of Palmerton. Actually crossed, something's in my eye. I crossed the bridge right over there. Been doing a lot of rock climbing. So I got some more rock climbing. I stopped at the last shelter. I got water and I ate, and then I also prepared my dinner. The last shelter was about 13 miles. The weather is really great, so I decided to keep going. There's a tent site maybe about 5 miles ahead that I'm gonna use. So it's looking good. I'm feeling good. It is kind of hot, but it's been a pretty good day. So I'm about to keep climbing. So I just got finished with one of the gnarliest climbs I've done on the Appalachian Trail so far. It was pretty much just straight up like bouldering on rocks. Had to put my poles down a couple times just to climb up the rocks. Had to put my poles down just to kind of scooch up. And there were times that I would get to a point and I would get acrophobia, because I'm so far up and like I'm just hanging over a rock. It was just ridiculous. So yeah, whenever people talk about Pennsylvania being rocks, they're not lying. It's a lot of rocks. So I got about 3 more miles until I get to the tent spot. I'm going down the trail right here. Bug on my finger. And so should be getting there hour and a half, just taking a break right now, getting some water and just kind of taking a breather. So I'm gonna get hiking pretty soon after I feel like I'm nice and rested.